Hi friends, welcome to MarkoInsights. This is Nidhi and today we are going to discuss about 8 types of waste in lean operations. Now let's start with the definition of waste. What is waste in lean operations? It is basically any activity that does not add value to your customers or company. It is an inefficiency that directly and negatively impacts your business, operations, customers, profit, and overall growth. For all businesses, whether big or small, identifying these wastes is very important. Reducing these wastes will not only lead to increased productivity but will also increase employee morale. Now, let me quickly take you through these 8 types of waste, how you can identify these wastes in your environment, what are the possible consequences, and what are the corrective measures that you can take to reduce these kind of waste. There is a popular acronym called DOWNTIME, which is used for these 8 categories of waste in lean operations. Let's go through them one by one. Number one is defects. These are poorly made products or services. Now, how do you spot it? Employees use incorrect processes. There is a lot of scrap material that accumulates due to rework. There are high rates of defects, reworks, returns, and customer complaints. Now, what are the possible consequences or impact of these defects on your business? Well, it could lead to lost sales, longer lead times, higher cost of labor, material, and equipment for rework, delivery delays, and damaged brand identity. What could be the possible solutions? The possible solutions could be improved quality control, improved processes, standards, and machine maintenance, and better training and work instruction. Number two is overproduction, producing more or sooner than what is needed. Now, how do you identify overproduction? Let's see, you have higher setup times. You're changing the product design when the first design is already in the process. Or you're doing what is called just in case manufacturing. The first process is giving out components when the next process is not ready to take it in. What are the possible consequences of overproduction? It will lead to higher cost of labor and storage. There will be hindrance in the workplace flow. Also, there will be a lot of clutter which you'll have to deal with. Now look at the possible solution. A possible solution could be proper planning of production to meet your customer demands. Number three is waiting, idle machines and workers. How do you spot it? Employees waiting for instructions, tools, or materials to complete tasks. Machines aren't used to the full capacity. Now, what is the possible impact of waiting on your business? Number one, there is a low productivity, and there is a cost attached to this low productivity. Also, think about the opportunity cost, which is attached with the underutilized resources. What are the possible solutions for waiting? Well, it's simple. You need to have better capacity planning. And number two, your employees should have clear instructions about the work plan. Now let's move on to the fourth type of waste, and that is non-utilized talent. It is self-explanatory that you have a mismatch in the employee skill set or it is underutilized. Now how do you spot it? Compare the skill sets and the assigned responsibilities of your employees. Also, check performance evaluations for further issues. Now what is the possible impact of non-utilized talent in your business? Well, if there is a mismatch in the skill set and the kind of work your employees are doing, there will be low productivity. There will be poor engagement, and of course, there is an opportunity cost. Now, what could be the possible solutions? Review your employee possibilities to better use their talent. Consider training to ensure that employees can perform to the best of their ability. Number five is transport, excess movement of materials, products, or people. Now, how do you spot it? The items are being moved more than needed, often causing hindrance in other movements. What are the possible consequences of this type of waste? Number one, you'll have longer lead times. Number two, you'll have higher transportation cost. There will be hindrance in the workplace. Now, what could be the possible solution? It's not easy, but try to reorganize your workplace and processes. Number six, inventory. Building and storing excess raw material, WIP, or finished goods. Now, how do you identify inventory waste? Check your inventory turnover data or physically review your inventory. you'll realize whether you need that much of excess raw material or WIP or finished goods. Now, what are the consequences of inventory waste? Number one, higher cost of inventory storage space, costs related to maintenance and management of these materials. Number three, there is a cost attached to the possible damages and losses that can happen with these materials and products. Now, what could be the possible solution? Well, just look at your inventory data and ask yourself this. Do you really need to store all these finished goods? Or do you really need that much amount of raw material or WIP? If the answer is negative, you know what to do. Number seven is very interesting, motion. Human motion, which is unnecessary and ergonomically incorrect. Now, we generally do not pay attention to these kind of details, but this kind of waste is very important to identify. Now, how do you spot these kind of waste? Number one, people searching for materials, tools, and equipments is taking a lot of time. Number two, poorly structured or disorganized workplace. Now, what are the possible impacts of motion waste? Number one, long lead times. Number two, possible losses due to injury. Number three, high production cost. Number four, low production quality. Now, to correct this motion waste, you need to identify and correct your workspace and production layouts. Number eight is extra processing. Now, what is extra processing? Any work that does not add value to the customer is extra processing. Now, how do you identify extra processing? Number one, multiple approval levels for a small spending request. Entering same data in more than one place on a form. Excess scrap material that accumulates near the workstation. What are the consequences of extra processing? You will have higher cost of production and material. Now, how do you overcome it? You have to standardize your processes. Once you standardize your processes, everybody is using the same process in same number of steps. So nobody is adding something on their own. Now, a crucial way to identify these wastes is to actually go at the workplace and see how the work is done. Efficiency experts call this Gemba Walk. Gemba means the real place in Japanese. The idea is to see in person the place where the value is created, how work is actually done, and not what it says in the policy manuals and what managers think is happening. Observe and ask questions. Then only you will be able to identify the waste and take corrective measures. Do tell us in the comment section how you deal with your downtime at the workplace. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.